In fact, initially in 1922, by the name of Prince of Wales College, but it was not realized as far as the name is concerned. Later on, in 1928, the name was changed and it became NED Engineering College. When partition took place, obviously the college was being managed by a Hindu board. But that later on got changed when Pakistan government came into being, and our college was transferred to the administrative control of Sindh government, Pakistan Works Department. So it used to be under a subsidiary office of the Works Department of the province of Sindh for a long time, until when one unit was created. That means the provinces were eliminated and two provinces were created, West Pakistan and East Pakistan. So at that time, the college was transferred to the West Pakistan government education department. It continued for some time in the education department till such time that the one unit was broken and provinces were again created. Sindh government was created in 1970, and as a result, the college was also transferred to the jurisdiction of Sindh government, and it became under the Department of Education in Sindh at that time. Subsequently, a board of management was created for the college, and it continued for some time to be controlled by the board of directors. Then a time came when I would say I give credit to one of the principal who was appointed as principal to NED College, Mr. Mahmood Alam. He used to be principal of the Lahore Engineering College, but when in 1962, the college was converted to the university. There were two universities created in Pakistan, one at Lahore in 1962 and one at Dhaka. Okay. So after that, Mr. Mahmood Alam was transferred by the governor to the NED College as principal. Now he was the person who started for the first time thinking of the development and rehabilitation of the college, which was fairly retarded at that time. As far as the quality, scope, and faculty and resources were concerned, fairly retarded. So UNESCO gave assistance in the very beginning, and we created the so-called hostels called MBQs. Okay. MBQs, hostels were created to anybody. Our commissioner, Mr. Madri, was very kind to get about 100 acres of land from Karachi University. Karachi University at the time had about 200 acres of land. And Mr. Madri, he got about more than 100 acres of land allocated to the NED Government Engineering College at that time. The lease is still with the Karachi University. The lease is not in the name of the NED College. Then development planning was started, and there was always the compulsion of preparing a so-called PC1. So PC1, the planning commission's form 1 was generated and developed, and the development plan was submitted to the planning commission. And so that is part of the history, that when I joined as a teacher, obviously I was involved in a lot of development activities at that time for the college. And we prepared a scheme which was approved by the government, and then ultimately World Bank was invited to provide assistance. They approved the project, and the college rehabilitation plan was prepared and approved by the World Bank and funded by the government of Sindh also concurrently. So that was a period when the thinking started that NED had been overlooked. It should be developed ultimately into a university. But that took some time, at least 3 years. In 1976, a movement started that universities should be built up at NED and at Bahran Engineering College. So both the institutions were promoted to become universities. In 1976, NED became an additional campus of the Karachi University, and the Pro-Vice Chancellor was appointed. And obviously the status of NED improved. It became part of the university, the additional campus. Then in 1977, March, that was a very good, lucky year that the Assembly of Sindh passed the Act of NED University of Engineering and Technology. You will be surprised that in the beginning, the entire documentation for the NED Rehabilitation and University did not carry the word NED at all. It was Government Engineering College, as far as the World Bank was documented. And when the university bill was prepared and put up to the Provincial Assembly, the name was Karachi Engineering University, not NED. So a movement started. I don't know whether you were at that time in 81, you were not in the NED college, you would not know. But a movement started at the student level that the name of NED should be retained. And obviously then thinking was done, and because of historical continuity and affiliation, it was necessary that we should be done. Okay. Then the bill was revised, but then it was asked NED cannot be named as NED University. You have to spell out properly, completely. So the actual name, legal name in the bill is Nadarji Eidulji Dilshah, University of Engineering Technology, not NED.
Achha.
So legally, name is that you should remember. To take legal recourse to the university, the correct name should be mentioned. And the correct name is this, what I have mentioned. Dadaji Dilshah, University of Engineering and Technology, Karachi. So this is very clear. Then 77 obviously was a period where we were housed in the new campus. After 76, we were housed. But it was a rehabilitated development for the college, not university. When I became Vice Chancellor at the university, after Dr. A.T. Khan retired, then I started development of the university. And it was for the first time that I got funding for the university development. And it took me about 4 or 5 years to develop some of the facilities which were granted by the government for development. So as you will notice that universities take a lot of time to get developed, both faculty-wise and resource-wise. Buildings are not enough. In fact, what we have to establish themes in the university. I was always for establishing themes, not one-off type of R&D activities. Unfortunately, I could not infuse the spirit of generating themes in the university. I must accept, although I have been trying my best to do that. With the result that our universities have not created a name at the international level. For instance, if I ask why not our universities are getting foreign students, which used to be this so. You would remember that in early days, 5, 6 countries used to send their students to NED University at that time, although very poor faculty-wise and research-wise. But nowadays, what is the reason that we are not getting foreign students? There are a number of foreign universities which are propagating their resources and trying to attract students to them. We are not doing it. We can't. Why? What is the reason? The reason is this: we have not been able to develop new knowledge in the universities which could have attracted students from abroad.